Hey, Spuddies, Potato McWhiskey here, and welcome to Atre Dominance Wars. Now, this is a game that I managed to get playtest access to because I found it on Reddit, and I sent a message to one of the developers or one of the community managers, and they gave me a key to kind of try it out. And I think what this game has in spades is potential, and I kind of want to show you some of the potential that they've managed to capitalize on. Now, the game is running a Kickstarter. I started today, and that's partially why I'm making this video, because I wanted to give this game a chance, right? I wanted, give them a little bit of a signal boost. And if you guys think this game is worth it, go ahead and check out the Kickstarter. But I kind of want to show you off a few things here. Now, there is like a campaign with a prologue and all that sort of stuff. We're just going to go ahead and jump into a skirmish with a standard setup. Also, I really appreciate the developer put in a little harp for me so I can play out my dreams. I do wish I could change the color to green, but however, that's not very important. So there's kind of a lot going on when you're logging into the game, for lack of a better word, it's, or setting up a skirmish. You're going to make a whole bunch of choices that you probably don't have a whole lot of understanding about. Like, what is this, like, wood? What is magical plane of understanding? And then you've got Errol. What is Errol? And what is men and had? What are all these things? What are all these abilities? What are these perks that I can take? And they do change things, and they do matter. So wood is all about manipulation. So for example, one of the spells is creating artifacts. Another one is to make your avatar stronger. These are your avatars down here in the bottom. We'll kind of talk about those guys as we go. You can deny enemy spell casting. You can increase the radius of effect from certain monoliths and thrones and things like that. This is very much so like, I mean, look, it's blue. This is your blue mana, right? This is your blue magic. It's all about denial and manipulation. Then you've got Errol. This is very much so like your prosperity and growth and construction, right? So you've got like a soul channeler gem, which is a modifier for creating artifacts. You've got prosperity, which increases population growth. Adamant, which is another one of those gems that you can slot into items. Spell word protects you from magical spells. Errol is fantastic because of its population growth. And actually, Errol is the one that I like to run, because their unit is the archer and their race is the Errolock. Like I'm super on board to just go full prophet archon and go all in on prosperity. Men is, they have melee units and they're all about debuffs and information. So you've got here distant presence. It's a scouting spell. Warp monolith allows you to build a monolith that you can project effects from. You've got curtain of souls, which blocks vision of enemies. And then the had, these are, I guess you can kind of describe them as like, this is your like corn faction. They like to get up in people's faces and fight. They like fighting. That's how I would describe them. So they have blood gems. They have garrison capacity for defense. They can blow up monoliths. And they have fireballs, which just does direct damage to enemy armies. So I'm going to play full Errol here with double Errol Archons. What are these guys called again? Double Errol avatars. So your avatar choice will dictate your opening villages, but I'm just going to go ahead and commit to this. We're going to just go ready and start a game. So I can kind of show you a little bit of what the game is about, what's going on here. So the developers of this game have kind of, it feels like they've created their own sort of world and lore, which is very nice because it feels very different. It does feel similar to some existing lore, but it also feels very unique in its own way. So we're in a skirmish mode where basically there's a few different ways to win, but the short version of the story is expand, kill, grow. Those are your ways to win. So there's a little bit going on the screen here that we need to talk about. This is who I am. This is how much omnipresence I have. Omnipresence is generally speaking measured by the number of people on the map that believe you. So if I come over here to this village here of Faroth here that is owned by me, there are 1,900 people in here and 80% of them believe in me, which means I am getting 1.5 thousand omnipresence. Omnipresence is used for a whole variety of things. You get mana based on your omnipresence. So, and mana is like one of your main abilities, right? The mana is your resource. You use it to cast spells. You use it to upgrade towns. You use it to build things. It's everything. Mana is everything. So because I am Errol, we love prosperity. So the first thing I'm going to do is cast a level 1 prosperity on both of my villages. Now that'll put it over here into the casting queue, and it'll take 13 days, and it uses 36 mana per day, which I can just about easily afford. So this will help get us a little bit of population growth, and you can cast up to 6 spells at a time, draining mana before you overload your spellcasting queue. There's a research screen where you can level up your spells. Leveling up a spell allows you to cast it faster, or in other words, if I research a spell like Prosperity, I will, and the types of spells you have access to is based on your omnipresence. So you can see here, because my omnipresence has only just kind of eclipsed this spell ward, researching it will actually cost me mana. And because I took 6 affinity points for this School of Magic, I learned these spells and master them faster. There's also artifact creation. You can create stuff, you can put gems into them, and like, oh, soul channeler gem, I could be like, oh, I want 10 points of charisma, it costs this much mana, and I can invest this much mana per day, so it'll take this divided by this number of days to create, and it'll give this buff to the hero who holds it. So, you know, kind of all the basic ideas are here for a pretty interesting game. You've got 4 ascension tracks which give you bonuses based on your actions in the game. So the doing men stuff, right? Interacting with objects in the world, subduing an enemy elder, casting men spells will up your favor of man, which gets you omnipresence, elder rank, tendency towards men, automatic research of spells, and then you can finally ascend. I think Ascension is winning the game. And then Errol is all about growth. Cheaper settlement, you don't lose influence when you draft. Wood is all about mana and forging and yada yada blah blah blah. And then this one is all about military, had. So you get this one by killing stuff and engaging in battles. You get this one by forging artifacts or casting spells. You get this one by influencing settlements. So that's going to be the one that we focus on, is expansion and growth through influence. Anyway, yeah, so like I think just all the recipe is here for an okay game. And I want to be very clear, I don't think this is like an amazing, mind-blowing, crazy, world-changing game, but I think there is an okay and interesting game here that I think deserves a chance. So that's why I was like, you know what, I'm going to make a video on the Kickstarter. I'm going to show it off to you guys and kind of show a little bit of gameplay, because I think it deserves a shot. It deserves to be seen. And so here, I'm going to take the army of my prophet here. I'm going to send him to my Archon. I'm going to unpause the game. I'm going to start playing now, and I'll be playing fast and loose. And basically, I want to combine the armies here. So I want to do a transfer of army, and I want to transfer to this guy so that he has all the military. And now he should be able to easily conquer this thing. I'm going to send this guy here to go ahead and pick up new military units that we can. Let me go ahead and recruit. So this will recruit all possible armies to our settlements. Bish bash bosh. We blew this up. This guy leveled up. And we got a benefit for doing that. So now that he's leveled up, I can give him some bonuses, like for example charisma, which will allow him to convert more of enemies that he kills. Charisma is really, really strong. I like charisma. It also lets you do crazy influence stuff. I'm going to send him over here, and I'm going to send you to the south to influence this settlement, because influencing settlements early game is a good way to get a little bit of experience. So settlements have sub-settlements, these 2 little chunks here and here. And our prosperity spells just went off, so we just doubled the growth rate of these locations. So let's influence this sub-settlement so we can get that underway. We could cast, like if I scroll my mouse wheel, we can cast this at a higher level, and we will look to do some of that, but I like to cast it at just the base level for now, because I think that's just a decent thing to do. So this guy's going to gather experience here. You should see the experience bar tick up as he influences this minor settlement. And once the minor settlement is fully influenced, we'll be able to start building stuff in here, although it is relatively expensive. And I'm going to be going for the abode so that we can max out our pop growth. But yeah, basically, your characters gather experience from influencing settlements, and you stand by settlements to gather influence. I do wish it was more obvious how influenced this is. There's like a couple of small things with this game that I wouldn't say drive me crazy, but like just I wish were slightly different. Like you don't have a shift queue. You can't like shift queue orders, which it's one of those like little things that like annoys me. So I've got my hero down here influencing this settlement up to 100%, and he's gathered a little bit of experience. Influencing settlements is a great way to get your first level or 2. Beautiful, he's influencing as well. I'm gonna go ahead and build an abode. So abodes have a local and global effect. Upgrades to these minor settlements have a local and global effect based on the type of settlement it is. So these are Errol settlements. So by upgrading them, I'm going to increase my global population capacity. You can see here, population capacity is normally upgraded by upgrading a settlement. And you gain benefits in your settlements based on how many pops you have. Basically, every 1,000 pops provides a bonus benefit. A short version of the story. So we've influenced the 2 minor villages. We are going to go ahead and start building abodes for pop growth, because it's kind of fun. That's what I like to do. You're just about to finish influencing this, and days take about every 5 seconds, by the way, if you're curious about that. I think this guy down here, someone leveled up. This guy leveled up. I like going heavy on charisma, so that's what we'll do. This guy has leveled up again. Let's go even more charisma. Grab this settlement population boost. I'm going to send you to the throne to pick, well, actually, I'm going to send you to this village to pick up soldiers. I'm going to send you to this village to pick up soldiers because I want to recruit an army from here directly into his army. Boom, and then we'll send him to this shrine. We'll recruit your army. Don't forget to go influence this village here. He's fighting. Combat plays out in sort of a day-by-day phase sort of thing where units engage and do damage to each other. You get experience. Let's go ahead and tap that shrine. Hitting up shrines will get you a benefit. This one got me +3 defense. Defense increases the health of our units. You can see here they have +9 health because we got the defense bonus. I think you can only visit shrines once. Yeah, so now it is +18 health because we got the +3 from the shrine. Let's go ahead and make sure that we build another abode for growth. Remember, that's also going to give us global population. And now we can start thinking about, oh, do we want to conquer some of these side villages? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to head to the throne, and I'm going to send you over here to the throne as well after you pick up a few of these bits and bobs to get stronger. But yeah, we want all of our mana to be going into building these population growth abodes right now. Because we are Errol, we will get 2 Errolek Rangers in our capital every day, no matter what. Otherwise, we have to tap the recruit button to actually recruit units, which costs mana and reduces people's belief in you. So now we have about 400 troops in here, so we should be able to take out some of these villages. And we're kind of pick up, there's like little drops and stuff around the map that you can like scoop up, like refugees over here. So I like to have one main stack who does all the fighting and then one like side stack who does like logistics in the early game. It's like the strat, I guess. But these population growth buildings, they take a very long time to pay off. So it is very much so the kind of strategy that could be countered by someone who knew what they were doing. But I kind of wanted to show you more passively, just like the vibes of the game. I'm just tapping my 1 key and my 2 key, by the way, to switch between these dudes. I can send him to go influence these side villages early, because that will get us a little bit of experience and stuff. So this guy is now influencing Estelle, and there's a bunch of resources and stuff we can grab in there. He's also ready to level up, so I'm going to go ahead and pop him up. He's now able to influence 42 pops per day, so he should be able to very rapidly convert these places. Okay, I'm going to grab myself another abode to get the population growth, and I'm going to cast a prosperity level 1 on Estelle, which I just captured here. And then we'll go grab this mana because it is fully influenced, and we can go grab these refugees to pump up the city. You have influenced this town. Go ahead over to this one now. All right, we're picking up the refugees. Excellent. Go grab them. Yeah, I just think this game is neat. I quite like it. I don't think it's like the perfect incarnation of what it could be, and there's like I've given feedback to the developers about like stuff I don't like and stuff I think they should improve, but generally speaking, I think they're kind of cooking here. I think they have an interesting concept. All right, this guy's leveled up. I'm going to get him terrain lore so he's faster. That'll give him a little speed boost because he's my logistics guy, whereas this guy I'm probably going to give some combat stat boosts here in a moment. Let's grab the abode because the plan is to just get tons of population. And we just cast prosperity on here, so we're getting lots of growth. And importantly, building all these abodes is also getting us population capacity in our towns before we need to upgrade them, which is the nice thing about being Errol. So I've influenced both these. I don't think you can take this town, so I'm going to send you back here to try and recruit. You have leveled up. I'm going to grab defensive warfare and some offensive warfare. That'll improve the stats of the army underneath him a little bit, meaning we'll take less losses and do more damage. I don't necessarily need to well, I guess I can go capture this town right now. We'll do a recruitment. And then I want you to transfer in. Do you think you could win this fight? Yeah, you can win this fight. Perfect. So we're kind of past the early game where you just like distribute tasks and we can kind of focus on actually expanding. One thing I don't love is sometimes the foliage bothers me. I don't know how to explain it, but like all the floating leaves and stuff. It does, like, I would make some very small, if I was in charge of the game, I would have made some very small adjustments. But I think they're kind of cooking here. Especially, I think this game would be a lot of fun if you have like a group for multiplayer. And I fully expect them to build out this battle system to be a little bit more interesting. I want to see how the battle actually plays out. Oh, never mind. I instantly won. Alright, this guy leveled up over here. Let's give him more charisma. He's got to be influencing. But yeah, you can see our mana is starting to skyrocket thanks to our omnipresence. Now, there is a sort of diminishing return to omnipresence, but our people are very much so like growth strats. Let's drop a prosperity on you, and I'll drop a prosperity on you. So I've got prosperity running on all of my settlements. You're fully controlled. Let's grab you and control the villages. You're fully controlled. You could also clear out this Shrine of Mana, which will give us a nice mana injection, influencing this village. We've got an ongoing combat. So you can see we've got 270 troops against their 100 and so many. So you can see we exchange blows basically back and forth. They flee, and I capture a certain number of their troops based on my charisma, about 12%, I think it is right now. Coming into tower. We're just going full abode. I'm going to quickly stop by the throne with this guy to pick up an army before we head down in here, because I don't know what might be here. You have influenced this village. Let's move you over there. Ooh, grab that. This is where I want to shift clicking, because I want to shift click this and then move here. Oh, they added it. They added shift clicking. Oh, the feedback. Oh, but it didn't actually go through. Did it? Click the mana. Okay, maybe that. Okay. Oh, they added shift queuing orders. That's awesome. They didn't have that a little while ago when I was playing. Okay, so I want to recruit here. Boom. And then I want to transfer a bunch of troops in you. And then you're going to head down to the south here. Our research should have advanced quite a bit now. There's also unit advances. So like we could research better units. I'm using all my mana. Like I'm focusing on the early game stuff and kind of showing you the basics. Let's get you plus you. Where do I want to go next? This is overwhelming. Let's explore some border locations. I'm kind of annoyed that mana, I can't pick it up for some reason. I'm gonna try one more time before I go for the shrine. Okay, you're fighting here. It should be an easy enough fight. You got 494 versus 210. He doesn't want to pick up that mana. Maybe. I mean, the game. Look, the game is in. I don't even know if you would call it early access. It's on Kickstarter, bro. Okay, so it's like, it's not ready. Clearly, it's gonna have a few bugs. It's gonna have some kinks. Oh, I never built this. Okay, I'm gonna build an abode over there. So I've got all my abodes up. So my pop. Oh, another player. Okay, so this is useful to know. This is useful to know that there's a player here, because now I'm like, oh, maybe I should build walls and summon garrisons, because they'll act like defensive units. So I'm gonna play defensively. I'm gonna summon a garrison here. It'll take a few days, but then I'll have 250, I'll have 500 range units defending this location. Then I can build walls. And oh, you know what? I'm gonna build a wall. So that's gonna give health and morale to the defenders, making them harder to kill. It's also gonna add choke points to the zone. Because I'm like, oh, I don't wanna lose this area. Look, he's fireballing my army, that jerk. So what's going on over here? Oh, we've got, oh, that's a big old army. Well, we could definitely clean up some of the stuff around. So you can see the walls have been built now. So you can only enter and exit through the gatehouses, and the gatehouses also contain armies that defend your city, which is also brilliant. So like now, this sector of my empire is a little bit better defended. Right, good job on the shrine. Grab those mana pool shrines. We're still not able to grab this essence of Errol, which is fine. I like seeing like these war-torn regions, like the people of the people who worship men are like crazy warfare dudes, whereas Errol are real chill, like we like the trees. We're tree friends. I'm thinking I'm gonna upgrade this settlement so that I can upgrade its defenses, because it's right on the border with the enemy. Yeah, we should be able to easily defeat this. Perfect. Grab that shrine and then send you to the throne for military. Grab some mana. So the human settlements will give you a bonus boost to research points and omnipresence, which is handy. Let's get you some defensive points now that you have a little bit of an army and a little bit of charisma. Okay, I upgraded the settlement, so I'm going to start summoning more garrison to protect it. I feel like this is on the border with an enemy. So I want to be protected. So I'm going to concentrate my protection on a single location. That way I don't have to use my commanders to protect it. That's kind of like the concept behind why I'm doing what I'm doing. And then I'm going to use my mana here to recruit at my throne, and I will transfer those units in here. You could come down here, and with the assistance of these two lords, we could probably capture New Manus. All right, beautiful. So now we've got 1,000 ranged spirits. So spirits are kind of unique units in the sense that if they die, they come back after 30 days, but you can't take them out of the city. They're just garrison units. So I'm going to upgrade the walls now next, and hopefully that will make it even harder to break in here, meaning I don't have to have troops to protect this, right? And now I have this as a very, very secure location. Probably should have maybe built defenses in some of these other places, which are more like growth oriented. It's fine. It's fine. Okay, so let's get both of these armies into the fight, because if they're similar size to this army and I attack with both, then we shouldn't have any problems. So yeah, now both my armies are participating in this battle. So we have two really big stacks. We are going up against melee units. I can't remember how the counter thing works, but I do think that we should have a good chance of beating them. And also, yeah, influence that, and then I'm going to send you back to the throne. I might send you over to Atre over here to help grow it, because you do have the growth ability. But yeah, we're going to influence this. You leveled up. Let's grab you a little bit more points in like combat. So New Manus is ours. Let's cast a prosperity spell on it. And this is actually this is a level 3 settlement, so building abodes here would be really good for our pop growth. So I think that is going to be part of our play. Don't forget to pick up that free omnipresence. And like I'm top omnipresence, but like that kind of can just make you a target. So I think, yeah, now we have +1 growth to my starting settlement. So that was this one and this one. They should grow nice and quickly, reaching their max potential. Remember, every 1,000 pop is a big help. So now this guy, I have him doing Mother's Light to pump up the population growth of this town, because I'm going to try to grow this town really, really quickly. And you can see here, we're slowly filling our ascension bar. But there are so many spells in this game. Like, dude, there is so much to explore and learn about. And like there's spells you can cast to like reveal enemy armies. There's spells you can cast to direct damage them. Like you've got Fireball here. I haven't even researched. I haven't done any research because I've just been focused on like the expansion focus part of the game. But like, let's say I'm like, oh, dude, I need to be able to do damage to my enemies. I'm going to start researching Fireball. Now it's going to take me a while to research. You can see here, like it's coming up on this timeline, and maybe I'm like, ooh, I want to be able to research a second thing. So I click this, and then I'm like, you know what? I need to be able to, I'm trying to find a good example of a spell. I want to buff the stats of my avatars, because that's going to really help me in the fight. So I'm going to go for determination. There's so many different and interesting things that you can do. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'm going to deploy this guy here with Mother's Light, because this is a frontline settlement and I want it to have really high population, really high growth to be able to take on our enemies a little bit easier. I needed to be able to recruit troops here, you know, like there's all these interesting things that you can do in the game. And I think the real strength of the game is just like the flex, like each school of magic has like an insane number of like game-changing spells. I'm trying to come up with some of the ones here. Like I'm pretty sure these guys have like a gateway. Yeah, they have a chaos gate that allows you to teleport across the map. It's really expensive and really slow to cast, but it gives them like unparalleled mobility. Whereas like these guys, they're really good at growing cities, but they've got stuff like this. It increases the defensive bonus of location, so you're better at holding land. You can just increase the population growth of a location. You can magically influence population. So you can use this to influence settlements that you probably don't even control yet, which means you can take them without a fight. This can like remove all debuffs from your entire civilization based on the level that you cast it. You can create disturbing landscape or blend with the forest, or like, here's Traveler of the Fabric. Caster will be able to enslave targeted elder and his entire tree for 150 days. So he's enslaved. You enslave him. Gaze of the Mother. You apply remove, so you get rid of all buffs, and you apply all the strongest world buffs to your guys and all the strongest debuffs to them. So this is just like, you have been stunned. I'm magically styling upon you. And I think this game just has a lot of potential, particularly in like a multiplayer setting, this is the sort of game that I would love to get the armchair admirals to play, because I think we would have a great time with it. So let's keep focusing on our pop growth, because that's the thing that I have. That's kind of what I've designed my build around, is like pop growth, pop growth, pop growth. And we're getting so much omnipresence from our pop growth. But also pop growth gives you military, and it gives you mana. It gives you mana, it gives you military. So pop growth is really, really strong, but it's really weak early game. It's really, 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 really weak early game. So you're growing this town because we're trying to max it out. And so I could be like, oh damn, I want to cast a level 10 of this spell, but it would take me 986 days to cast it. So I tell you what, now I'm thinking, oh damn, that's going to take forever to cast. So let me stop researching this, and instead I'm going to research prosperity knowledge. And as I research this, I'll be able to cast that high level spell really fast. Oh shoot, we're under attack. They're at a similar size. Can you do a recruitment? Now the good news is, one of the things is, because we're a high charisma build, people with low charisma will have a hard time influencing our population, because our population growth is going to grow really quickly. And think of like population is like defense against charisma. So he's going to take a very long time to convert this settlement, which will give us time to get troops over there to help out. I should probably have already recruited garrisons in these other border settlements. I forgot to recruit garrisons over here. It's fine. We're on our way to the throne. We're going to do a full recruitment. And with the full recruitment, we will get a really, really huge army. And we even have some melee units in there. And then we'll go look for the fight against that smaller opponent. You continue to grow Erin here. Erin's one of our frontline cities, so we definitely wanted to grow. But yeah, I can now, you can see here, I have increased the amount of mana I can pump into this per day, which means I can cast it much faster. So it's only going to take me 500 days to cast. And that's at the maximum tier. Like, that's crazy. Crazy, 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 crazy. I think around at 160, whatever my mana income is would be good. And we could pump up this settlement in the back here and just go nutty. All right, big war. We should easily be able to dunk on these kids. Their stats for their army is generally better, but we have a really big army. So I'm not afeared. So we took him out, success, and now we can influence our settlement back. So I'm going to leave my prophet here to protect this location for a while. But yeah, like there's so, I kind of, part of me doesn't want to spoil the game. I do believe, so I do want to kind of go over the Kickstarter a little bit here. So it is, they only need like 26k euro. They only have 61 backers. Damn, okay. That average back price is, Jesus. Yeah, so consider backing it. I personally, I am going to back it. I haven't yet because I only just sat down at the computer today. What I like about it is that it's very unique. It's very different. I'll have the link in it towards all this stuff. Personally, I don't care about the physical goods. I care about the game and supporting indie games and getting new unique games out. That's my big thing. Oh, what's happening here? Oh, let me pause the game. But you can see here the developer, oh, they've created 2 Kickstarters. The Red Solstice. Well, how did Red Solstice do? Here's a fun question. Well, here it is. Mostly positive. All right, released July 2015. They've already had a successful game launch. I didn't even know this about this studio. They got this cool, what looks to be like a cool strategy game. It was like $10 that they kickstarted. Pretty neat. 30-hour long campaign. Successful. Uh-oh. They even did a sequel? That's impressive. And it honestly looks kind of neat. Like very StarCrafty, but kind of neat. Very StarCraft slash Warhammer 40k-ish, but like of their own design and make, which is very neat. Cool. Had no idea they'd made this, right? So it's not even their first rodeo. All right, they've done this before, and they kickstarted that game too. So yeah, obviously, buyer beware. I'm going to be real with you. I don't think Atre is the game. I think it's a good game, but I don't think it is the game. But I think this studio is cooking, which makes me want to support them and see what they'll do later. And so I'm really intrigued by what they have to offer. In particular, their incredibly unique art style. I love that they're doing something different, even if it's not that like amazing or good, but I think there's something to this. So yeah, links, etc. Blah 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 blah. Description. Pledge level recommended by me. Personal recommendation: either the early bird for just buy the game, or the digital copy. I wouldn't necessarily recommend going higher than that. If you want to do like whatever these crazy ass things down here are, you go nuts. I don't think you have to. Just, back at the normal level, in my opinion. But you're a grown up. You can make your own decisions. But I just wanted to bring it to your attention. Atre Dominance Wars. It has a Kickstarter out today. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye bye.